Hey guys, gals, friends, and pals, this is Paul Acevedo. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Game School, where we learn about a different game or two every Saturday of the year. Tonight I am joined on mic by RoyalBob
Howdy.
and Bob Jones.
Howdy.
Yep, there's Bob Jones. He's got a high-pitched voice. So anyway, tonight we're going to do a couple of PlayStation games, because I've been really into this game, and I wanted to share it with you guys. You know, Earth Defense Force is one of my favorite game series, and in Japan, and only Japan right now, there's a spin-off game available, Wing Diver the Shooter. It is a digital title, a downloadable title. You can buy it for approximately $30. You have to buy a 3,000 yen Japanese PlayStation card from Play Asia or wherever. It's really not all that hard, and if you do a web search for like how to create a Japanese account, you can figure it out pretty easily. Thank you, Moobot. And also, oh yeah, by the way, the bot might have the wrong Discord link because I accidentally changed the link. Discord is really annoying about how sharing links works. So if anybody could check that and get with Brian about it, that'd be great. So anyway, Wing Diver the Shooter is a spin-off featuring Wing Divers, which is one of the 4 playable classes in the Earth Defense Force series. Yeah, that does suck, Bob Jones. I'm sorry to hear that. As you can see, the game is in Japanese. Here's a little weird thing about this game. When it launched on the PlayStation Store in November, I hadn't even heard that it was out, but when it launched in November, you could actually select English text instead of Japanese text. But then they released a version 1.01 patch and removed the English text. Wasn't that generous of them?
Oh, yeah. They were being sneaky.
Yeah, they're like future. I mean, basically, I think they want it to eventually come out in English markets, and they just plain don't want people importing it, which is weird and rude. But whatever.
Yeah, that's
because they might get more money from the imports. They might not.
But I thought you said it's the digital
yeah,
only.
Yeah, it is digital only. So I mean, but people can create a Japanese PSN account and buy it, which is what I did.
Yeah, because the PS4 is region free.
Yeah, and you know, creating a Japanese account's a little bit of a hassle, but you can use Google Translate on your phone to translate like text on your TV screen to know what you're picking. And you know, I can read some of this, but I can't read everything. So when I can't read something, I just use my phone to help out. It's really nice. You can equip 2 different weapons. You can also customize your character's color. I've gone with yellow and red. When I was with Windows Central, I would always do blue and pink, but yellow and red are actually usually my personal colors from before that, so that's what I'm going back to. Anyway, let's get started. Let's see what this game is like.
Your mic's going a little wonky.
My mic? Uh-oh. Yes, sometimes Skype breaks up a little bit. Can everybody in the audience hear me fine? And no, there are no tentacles, Baston. That'd be interesting, though.
Oh, wait till the next
One thing
game.
you have to get used to, this being a Japanese game, you have to use circle, which is the B button on an Xbox controller, to confirm, and the X button is cancel. And so, you know, they are backwards.
Like
apparently the reason they went with that is because circle is, I mean, like X means like cancel, or makes more sense in Japan to be cancel, and because X is, you know, at the bottom, that's just how it goes. Yeah, and Nintendo games are mostly like that. It's unintuitive to me, but that's okay. Anyway, this game has 6 stages with 5 difficulty levels each. There is also a bonus epilogue difficulty for each one, so there's really a total of 6 difficulties. You get a lot of playtime out of it.
Your mic's getting worse, Paul.
Okay, but the audience doesn't seem to think so, so it's okay. Right. Audience,
okay.
Are we fine? Let us know if you have sound quality problems with me. Because otherwise it's just Skype connection breaking up between us hosts a little bit, which is a shame.
We should switch to Discord for the voice.
Platinum says I sound fine. Okay, anyway, we are gonna get started. It's a short game, so this won't take us long, and then we're gonna switch to Under Night Inverse. Cool. Okay, we may switch to Skype eventually. I'll have to look into that. I don't like learning new things. I don't have a whole lot of free time. Well, I have more free time nowadays. So, 5 difficulties. You can also select between 3 checkpoints for each level. Like, once you've gotten to these checkpoints, you can select them again, which is nice if you, like, I don't know, want to grind in certain ways or whatever. So we've got beginning, middle, and end for the checkpoints. We're just going to do beginning of the first stage. Hey, homie Drew. Good to see you. Yeah, I've never done voice chat with Discord before. By the way, guys, I've written an English guide. Like, it's a gameplay guide, so it tells you how to fight all the bosses and like farming strategies and stuff. But it also translates all the menus and tells you what all the weapons are. It's a really nice guide. I put a lot of work into it all week, and I've actually got a site that's interested in buying the guide, so it may get published professionally, which would be good because I can get on with a new site. It's a site I haven't written for before, a PlayStation site. And anyway, if they don't take it, then I'm just going to publish it at Game FAQs. So we'll see. You see, this is a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so there's like a whole lot of fire. The hardest regular difficulty. What do you think, RoyalBob? Uh oh, did I actually lose my co-host completely? You know, I wouldn't actually call it bullet hell, I just call it a regular shoot 'em up. But I'm a little worried about my co-host audio being out. Bob, RoyalBob, are you guys there?
Yeah, we are, but we can't really understand.
Yeah, you were like going to unintelligible.
That sucks. Man, I hope the call quality fixes up.
I think it seems to be the louder you are, the better it is, but I'm not
weird.
sure about that.
Alright, yeah, I apologize, everybody. Thank you, Miss by that much.
I noticed that as well.
Miss by that much.
Yeah, I think maybe your auto gain is freaking out, maybe?
Oh, huh, that's interesting. I don't know, I could look at Skype real quick. We don't want to waste too much time on it because we just don't have a lot of time, but let's see.
The last few things you've said have been good. It's more like when you're, like you said, when you're a little quieter.
Okay, microphone is not on auto gain, it's actually... Oh, and my mic isn't even turned up as high as it could be on Skype, that's interesting.
Oh, that's why you're quiet on every stream.
Yeah.
Apparently. Okay, I've turned it up almost all the way. Am I too loud, audience? I'm probably fine. That's not going to help with the call
That's
quality
good.
between all of us, though. But we'll just do our best.
Well, you're so far going good
Okay.
for us.
Yeah.
So you've got like, there's 6 different types of weapons and 10 weapons in each category. So there's actually a total of 60 weapons, but I'm using the best one that I have right now. Get a little cinematics.
Is it a giant laser?
Yeah, it's really good. And also, this is called shoot up time. This is a little fun part of every level. All 6 levels have a shoot up time segment where you just try to kill as many enemies as you can. And if you hit certain kill targets, then you get health items or even a weapon. That's what we're trying to do now. And by the way, I can't just continuously fire this weapon because it consumes energy. That's a mechanic from the real Earth Defense Force games, is that the wing divers' weapons use energy. If you run out of energy, you don't sink to the ground, but you do lose some mobility. And I didn't do very well on killing those guys because I was talking, whatever. But I did get one little health item out of it.
So is this only on PlayStation, or is it also on mobile?
Only on PlayStation 4 in Japan right now, not on Steam or anything else. It'd be nice if they put it on the Vita too, because the Vita could totally handle it. But I don't think it will. And like I said, I think it'll eventually get brought to English markets, but it has not been announced. So, like, if, you know, if...
Yeah. They still sometimes take a while to bring it to English.
Yeah, and...
Like, it's not as hard as it used to be in the old days. Which is why some have gone to basically almost same release date or pretty close to release date for some games.
That's always nice. See, the issue is that D3 does not publish console games in America anymore. The last one they did was Marvel Puzzle Quest, I believe. And, you know, they donated a bunch of free copies of that for our holiday stream. That was great of them. But, yeah, so they need somebody else like Xseed or Access or whoever to pick it up and publish it in North America and Europe. And nobody has publicly done that so far. We'll see if it is. Maybe at E3 it'll get announced or something. I hope somebody brings it over.
Well, I'm hoping at least with the Iron Rain being more serious and being a different publisher.
Yeah,
right?
You would think. I mean, I really think Xseed hopefully will bring that and EDF5 over, but we just have to see. So the first boss is a Retarius. It's one of the giant spiders from Earth Defense Force 4.1 and 2025.
Okay, so I need setup here. So is this spider on the ground or is it
It's on a big web.
like on a wall?
Yeah, and I'm just
Okay.
flying close to it and fighting it. These guys are really annoying to fight in the real Earth Defense Force games, but here it's not so bad. Also, I'm making this look a lot easier than it is, because my gun is much too good for this. It's one of the best weapons in the game. Not the very best laser, but it's like next to best, I think.
So Paul is cheating, people. He
No,
confirms
it's
it.
just that I played a lot,
Yeah.
so I have good stuff. You know, like when you first got to this on Inferno difficulty, you would not have the weapon I have. You know, I had to get it by playing through Inferno.
Have you gotten a chance to play 5 yet?
I have not. However, yeah, I did manage to snag a Japanese code for 5, so I have it, but I haven't got to play it yet. Isn't that silly? Between levels, you can change your weapons, you can change the settings, or you can just go on to the next level. Next level is underground.
So is this one before or after
Oh,
5?
Lightspeed Halo. This, it is before, because it's during 4.1. It's like a side story. It's in the middle of 4.1. You can see the characters are not animated very well during the cinematics. I really don't know why they didn't animate them better. But it was not done by D3 themselves. It was actually developed by an outside developer.
And then Paul got his Amy lap.
Oh, sorry. But I think it has a lot of Earth Defense Force charm, you know, and if you like Earth Defense Force and shoot 'em ups, then you're definitely going to have a good time with it. It's a lot of fun, and you're still trying to collect all the weapons and build up your armor, which, you know, raises your life meter, basically. And you're trying to get through all the difficulties, etc. All stuff that Earth Defense Force players will be familiar with. Yeah, that'd be great to Archer player. A new Mechasol game would be really cool. You know, I never played Mechasol, even though I was a big Xbox guy back then. But I know everybody loved it.
So what are you flying through now?
This is,
Are you underground or is it an
it's an
asteroid?
underground cavern.
Okay.
See, Bob Jones, you really should get an Earth Defense Force game someday. Then this would all be second nature to you.
Yeah, they're really, really fun. Well, some of them are.
Yeah, and especially in co-op, they have great co-op, and you know that's the best way to enjoy them.
Yeah, like 5, like I'm really excited for 5, just reading the different features in your classes.
Yeah, it has some really nice improvements over 4. Like 4.1 on PlayStation 4 and Steam is a very good game, but 5 has some really cool improvements.
Yeah, like the giant mechs
Hey,
and
Cloven.
the Grim Reaper class.
This one's just making me, since the type of game it is, it's just making me think of like Snyder Arcade and Dimension Drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different... You know, the real games, for people who haven't seen us stream them,
Oh, yeah.
are like 3D action games, you know, third-person action games with shooting. A lot of shooting.
Yeah, those are types of games I really like. I like this type too.
Yeah, you know, like spin-off games, you never know if they're going to actually appeal to the people who like the real thing or not, but, you know, I like shoot-em-ups anyway, so it's going pretty well.
Yeah, spin-offs aren't always great. Especially if they're made by different people.
There's a mobile spin-off of this, which is a clicking game. It's called Tap Wars Earth Defense Force. And it's, you know, I played it for a while, like for about a month, but it's not great. Because it is, I mean, like it was a good core game, you know, had a lot of Earth Defense Force aesthetics and stuff, but they did not keep updating it with new content, so it's like, you know, just like any free-to-play game, eventually it got old, but faster than it could have, they kept up with it. Also, calling the game Tap Wars instead of like Earth Defense Force tapping or something, you know, that wasn't a very good move on their part. Items eventually disappear if you don't pick them up, so I do have to get over there and pick them up.
So does this game have a large amount of weapons?
Large amount of what, Bob?
Weapons?
Girlfriends? Weapons!
Weapons.
Yeah.
He was talking about the
Sorry.
default.
Yeah, no, there are 60 total weapons. Here, I'll fire a different weapon. Boom. There's my plasma cannon. Very powerful, but it consumes a lot of energy.
So you get the weapons by like doing certain things
You pick up
in
the
the
green
game?
weapon boxes that enemies occasionally drop, and then when you beat the level, you will randomly get a weapon from it And the pool of weapons that you can collect from a level depends on the level and the difficulty. So you find better weapons on higher difficulties, and worse weapons on lower difficulties.
That's a cool system.
Yeah. I mean, it encourages a lot of replay. It can be frustrating when you want a specific weapon and you just don't find it, but you know,
yeah, the randomness goes against you.
It does sometimes. But still, I've got more than 80% of the weapons, so I don't have that many more to go. If I keep playing, I should eventually get them all. Yeah, and this has a platinum trophy, of course. The only things I'm missing trophy-wise are getting 100% of the weapons and beating all of the Epilogue difficulty missions. And those are really, really hard, so I just need to grind some more life and get, you know, the rest of the really good weapons before I try to...
Yeah, that weapon one could take a while.
Oh, there's also trophies for playing all 6... Like, you can pick any level you've been to, right? You can replay them and just play them individually, etc. But there are trophies for playing all the way through each difficulty. So, like, starting on Mission 1 and going all the way through Mission 6, beating them all in a row. So I still need that for Inferno. We'll see if I can get that tonight. I'm fighting the Queen Ant, obviously. There's two kinds of ants, red and black. They both seem to be the same in this game. In the regular Earth Defense Force games, they have different behaviors. Way to go, winners! Also, you'll notice the music is not taken from other Earth Defense Force games, which is kind of a shame to me, because that would make it feel more Earth Defense Force-y. Hey, Miss Sanda!
Because the music was pretty good.
They probably decided it needed to be different. It's a different type of game.
I guess so. It makes it feel slightly less authentic, but the rest of the stuff is highly authentic, so it balances out.
There's how long does it take to usually beat all the levels?
Probably about half an hour to go through all 6. You know, this type of game is
Okay, so it makes so it makes the achievements for or the trophies for doing all the difficulties not as daunting as...
Yeah. Like, beat the game on the 7 difficulties for all 6 levels.
100 something hours to beat it. Each difficulty.
Yeah, thankfully, it's not bad at all. Like, I was hoping I was surprised there were only 6 stages, but you do get a ton of playtime out of them because of the trying to collect weapons and build up your armor and stuff. So it's not as grindy as, say, what is that game? Skyforce Reloaded and Skyforce Anniversary, which are some of my...
Yeah, Skyforce Anniversary and Reloaded. Those pretty grindy.
Yeah, they're good games, but very grindy. So this is not as grindy, but you'll still get more playtime out of it than your average shoot 'em up.
And it sounds like, or it looks like this one has a lot more variety too, with those large amount of weapons.
Yeah, that part is really nice. And you're right, that...
And does each stage have a different enemy type throughout, or is there a mix throughout all of them?
I think there's maybe a total of like 10 types of enemies in the whole game, or possibly slightly less. But yeah, this one introduces the Hornets, as you can see. They do a lot of damage, and it's hard to dodge their projectiles sometimes. But we're going to fight some more ants, too. And spiders, I think. You gotta collect that armor. For every armor you get, I think your life goes up by 1 on the next level. Or the next time you play.
Is there a limit once you can get?
No. As far as I know, there's not a limit. But I remember I didn't want to do Inferno until I had 1,000 health, and now I have 1,300. It's even better. I should really use my other weapon more. So that was a green weapon box that I just picked up without gems. The Sanda is also known as Platinum Ace Trick. Yeah, Jonah, we were talking about that. Normally, Earth Defense Force games are third-person shooter/action games, so they are different. There we go.
Just when you're in a spaceship.
Well, no,
Or
she's a lady
maybe
with
don't go to
like a
space.
jetpack, basically. And this is my favorite class to play in the real Earth Defense Force games, so it's kind of neat that she got her own little shoot 'em up.
Ah, so it's based off one of their characters.
Yeah, there's even a little written explanation for why she can fly unlimitedly instead of just in the real games you can only fly for a little while and then your energy runs out, but in this you can just fly limitlessly. Because they invented a new type of flight unit, and you're like testing it, and then the enemies attack, and so you have to go out and stop them.
So that means in the next game she'll be able to fly continuously.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Right?
Well, in Earth Defense Force 5, apparently that is actually possible if you equip the right things.
See? Good at that. They're being consistent.
Yeah, because 5 introduces the ability to customize each class's abilities with different equipment. And so, yeah, you can do that if you want. Withheld is happy to have a friend over in Mixer. And now we are fighting a king spider. Big spider.
King spiders.
Yeah.
Huh?
These guys are scary in the real game. I mean, they're gigantic. You know, the real game it has a 3D perspective and stuff, so the big enemies really feel big. You know, they're big in this, but it's not the same.
Yeah, because it's top down.
Also, you know, I said there's about 10 kinds of enemies or whatever, but interestingly, there are some Earth Defense Force enemies that did not make it into this game. For instance, the Hectors are not in this game. Hectors are the giant sci-fi robots. I mean, obviously robots are generally kind of sci-fi, but I'm just surprised that they didn't put any Hectors in this, because they would have been cool. Got him! Man, we were just soaring through this. Oh, Lil Friar, unfortunately this one is single player only. And that is a shame. Like, there's no reason this kind of game can't be co-op. So you'd think there would have been local co-op, but no such luck.
Maybe it'd just be too short or easy if you...
Yeah, it's harder to balance these for 2.
Yes. But, I mean, like, it's something the series is known for, so certainly it's lacking a little something by not having it.
That's true. I think they should have also added Kung Fu with jetpacks.
But Earth Defense Force 5 does have 2-player split screen and 4-player online co-op. So it's 4.1, which, like I said, Earth Defense Force 4.1, you know, if you think Earth Defense Force sounds cool, the retail game is $20 at Amazon, and it's really, really good, and I still play it online sometimes, so I would love to have more people to play with, guys. I actually just bought it for my son. You know, Ethan just got a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, and I had an Amazon gift card, so I picked up the PS4 version for him, because it was cheap. Also, you can hear there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of Japanese dialogue, and it's subtitled down at the bottom. Although sadly not in English, right? But if it got brought to America, it'd be nice to hear it. But basically, they're talking about like strategy type things. They're like, "Oh no, the enemies are doing this. We're gonna have to try this," you know, that kind of thing. Lil Friar agrees it should be co-op. You hear that, game developers? E3 publisher? This shoot 'em up segment has 2 different kinds of enemies. It's got hornets and red ants, which is cool. I've only got 5 seconds to get 400 kills. Come on, Paul. I did it. Gotta kill those ants. Yeah, I mean, sub would be a little hard to look at, like Iggy said, but, you know, it's still nice to have the option. Bob Jones, what's the last shoot 'em up you played? If you can hear me.
That I played, it would have been Dimension Drive. Came out late last year.
On PS.
It's where you actually flip between 2 sides. So sometimes you dodge, you go back and forth.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool.
PS4?
It's on PC and Switch.
This enemy I'm fighting is called Erginus. It was introduced in Earth Defense Force 4.1. It is a kaiju, giant monster. And I'm tearing him up. He's not animated very well. I think he could be animated a little better to, you know, like...
He's just kind of more like, oh, something's shooting me.
He's real stiff. I mean, like, obviously, it's a shoot 'em up, so you can't expect, like, animation perfection, but I just think he'd be scarier if he moved a little bit more lifelike.
Imagine if they had you moving around him. Like he's
PG-13, Paul.
Just fly right at his genitals? Is that what you're saying?
Well, of course. He says that he does not like English dubs. You know, like, it depends on the thing. Like, the Earth Defense Force games have really good English dubs, in my opinion. I mean, like, they're purposely...
All dubs are not made the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's good dubs and bad dubs. But I would say this particular game could easily be dubbed, especially if they use the same people who did the old ones. But if they bring it to America, I wouldn't be surprised if they only subtitled it, because it's a little bit of a niche title. It doesn't have quite the mainstream appeal of a regular Earth Defense Force game.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why he doesn't like it is because a lot of the game developers, when they dub for English, they don't lip match. So... it just looks weird if you're staring at them when you hear the talking. Because a lot of devs don't. They just have them read the stuff and they don't care what the face is doing.
You're right, you do have to, like, if the lips don't match up, it makes it really weird. But with the Earth Defense Force games, that's not a problem, because the only characters who talk are usually, like, on your headset, like, you can't see them.
They're just like the voices.
Exactly.
And even if you could see them in this series, it would be okay for it to be off, because it's kind of supposed to be
delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of things that are dubbed or subtitled, I recently watched an anime series on Hulu. First time I completed an anime series in a long time. It's called The Future Diary. Have you guys ever heard of it?
I have.
Yes, and Icky apparently watched it in, a few years back. It's been out for a couple years.
Yeah, it's an older one. Well, not old.
Yeah, it reminded me of Death Note. You know, the Death Note has that cool concept where you can write down somebody's name in a notebook and they'll end up being killed within 24 hours or something. They even made a Netflix
we watched
movie.
that months ago.
Yeah, which was based off an manga, which is also in an anime. So you can watch the anime of Death Note if you want.
That is true, and you know, I actually did watch about the first 20 episodes a long time ago, and then I got distracted and never finished. Mirai Nikki is the Japanese title. Thank you, Icky. Yeah, so Future Diary is kind of like that. It has an interesting concept, and that's that this guy keeps a diary on his phone. So it's a little bit weird or outdated in that respect. Kind of like he's blogging, but it's just in his personal phone. He just keeps a diary. He diaries like every little thing he does. And then one day he gets the ability to see his diary entries from the future. So like for...
That sounds like Twitter.
a little bit like that. But again, only readable by him. But he's able to see what he's going to do, like, in advance, basically. So he can use that information to do better in school and to, like, avoid bullies and things. And that's okay enough. But then they throw a whole other wrinkle into it, and that's that there's also 11 other people who have future diaries as well. And basically, the god of all creation has decided that they have to fight to the death. So they all are able to limit it to see the future in certain ways through their phones, but they all have to try to kill each other, you know, and there's good people and bad people, so they don't all want to kill each other. But whoever wins gets to become the god of all creation. And,
who would want that? That's something horrible.
well, I guess the advantage is that you can just make whatever you want happen. But there are some limitations to even what the god of creation can do, so, like, just... I thought it was really, really interesting. Like, it could have used a few more episodes. And if you want to see the actual conclusion, there's like an epilogue story, and you can only see that through the Blu-ray or like piracy, because it's not on Hulu, unfortunately, and not even on video on demand. But still, it was a cool show. 26-episode show, and they have it both dubbed and subtitled on Hulu.
Yeah, OVAs don't always come to the States. Same with the specials.
Yeah, it sucks when they don't. I mean, this one is available in the Blu-ray set if you buy it. But the fact that it's not it's like, why would you put the show on Hulu and not the OVA? That's the actual conclusion to the story. So, bit of a bummer. But so you get the Death Note type interesting sci-fi premise or fantasy premise, and then you also mix that with a battle anime where everybody's fighting to the death. And it made for a really good show. So we're inside the Hornet's Nest. In regular Earth Defense Force, you don't go inside a Hornet's Nest, but I think maybe 4.1 might have a mission where you do. I think, or either 4.1 or 5 does.
Darker Player asked me to explain, if any of the older games to explain where the bugs came from.
Well,
they
were created by aliens. See, the alien army is called the Ravagers. And anyway, they have attacked the Earth. They seeded the Earth with giant insects secretly, and then the insects come out of the ground and start attacking. So that's basically the concept of it. They just go, the Ravagers go to other planets and conquer them.
When will the game basically take the battle to them? Earth to Force 10. Earth into space.
It would be Earth Defense Force, would it? No.
It'd be Earth Offense then. Yes, they could call it Earth Offense.
Good idea, actually.
No, that would be really neat. Part 5 at least introduces some really new enemy types, like some humanoid enemies, which is something the series has never had before, besides robots.
Does part 4 have the, like, Megazord?
Yes.
Or is that only
part
5?
4.1 has mechs you can ride in, including one that's totally gigantic. One or more that are totally gigantic, I should say.
Yeah, because that looks really cool with 5. I'm really looking forward to 5 a lot. So I'm thinking about importing it.
Well, you need to hurry up and decide so we can play one of the fans. It's nice to have somebody to play with, besides me.
Must decide now.
I'll probably, in a couple of weeks, I'll probably get it, if I can find it.
You gotta. Yeah, with 5 you have the choice. You could import it like I did with this one by getting Japanese PlayStation cards and just, getting it digitally. Or you could get a physical copy, which is about $70 plus shipping.
Yeah, I'm nervous I would lose access to my Japanese account at some point.
Yeah, that would really suck. I've managed to hold on to my Japanese account for years, ever since the PlayStation 3 I've had a Japanese account. But yeah, if you somehow didn't know your password or it got stolen, that would really suck. This is called the Death Queen.
Death Queen, huh? She should really be called the Queen of Death.
Brian is talking about becoming partnered or whatever. Hey, thank you, Mongbox. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, guys, you can always, if you feel like it, donate. We have a donation link on my Twitch page, just below the video, And right now, if we're trying to get enough donation to have a tiny honeymoon, because I'm getting married on the 22nd. So we talked about that in the newsletter, but if anybody would like to pitch in for that, it really would mean a lot, because money is super, super tight. It is not the ideal time for us to get married. However, a few months back, we got a marriage license, and it's about to expire, so we have to use it. Or waste that money. And we don't want to do that, because we want to be married, dang it. I hope everybody enjoyed the picture of us, the happy couple, Paul and Lisa, in the newsletter. If you're not in the newsletter, please give Brian your email address and we'll make sure to subscribe you.
It's a pretty sweet newsletter.
Thank you. I put a lot of effort into it. That's why there's weeks where we don't have one because I just didn't have time. But when I do, I like to put it, I'm a good writer and I take screenshots and all that stuff to make it look good.
You might to make it
That would be awesome, Mongbox. Thank you. And that's very nice of you to say, Link. I appreciate that. Yo, Alejandro, good to see you. Yeah, I was hoping Alejandro would be here to see this. Yo, Tech Guy. And here we are on the final level, which is called Star Cluster. And this is going to be a fight against the mothership, the alien mothership. They have more than one. But I mean, in this game you only fight one, but in 4.1 I think there's maybe a total of 2 of them. Yo, Jesus Ninja. Big round ship. Poor Misanda, he has apparently really bad luck with Twitch. I wonder why some people have such bad problems with Twitch on their computers. Also in this level we fight a new type of enemy, flying drones. They're also called gunships in the game. They're actually kind of annoying to fight in regular Defense Force games if you don't have the right weapons equipped. But here they're essential. Twitch is very twitchy. Ain't that the truth? My weapons just tear everything up. I love having good guns. Like, you get the sense of being powerful eventually, you know? It's not like that at first. At first, it's like, you know, you'll die sometimes. Oh, and if you die, you keep a little bit of the armor you picked up in the level. You don't keep weapons, but you do keep a little bit of the armor, so your life meter goes up a little bit, which is nice. Oh, ran out of energy. When you run out of energy, you can barely move for a little bit until it refills, which sucks. You really
gotta recharge your batteries.
There is a weapon type that doesn't consume any energy, so like if you find the energy thing annoying, you could equip that other weapon. But I just don't have a good one of it right now, so that's why I'm not using it. And I know I could have shown off other weapon types and stuff, but I'm just trying to make it through the whole game on this difficulty. Now I'm shooting the core of the mothership. I think you have to fight the core 2 times in the level before you beat it. Trashed it. Good luck, everybody. Thank you to 10 Tons for donating tonight's prizes, by the way. I'm going to work on having better prizes for the stream, but probably, I mean, for a couple of weeks, we're just going to be using leftover codes, guys. But eventually we'll start having, like, codes for the actual game we're playing sometimes, like we used to. It's just been a little hectic. That's a good way of putting it, Chicago. It does look like a Christmas ornament. Uh-oh. And look at that, it's got a big cannon.
Orb number 2.
I said the game is about half an hour long, but I haven't been skipping the cinematics, so probably should have been. But I thought you guys would like to see this. Trash that guy. Falling down to the city below. Sucks for whatever was down there, right?
When Paul finishes the game, we will see flashbacks of the imminent destruction caused in his wake.
I don't think it does use ninja.
Millions of tons of debris hit the time.
Yeah, that would be funny. I mean, that's a fun thing about the Earth Defense Force series, is you can blow up buildings if you want. So people always like to joke that the EDF is actually more dangerous to the city than the aliens themselves.
It would be cool if it gave you like a number of buildings and human structures destroyed, and estimated loss of life and like cost in dollars.
Oh, man, who set the bot up like that? But yeah, you're right. If, you know, even if they don't want to reward you for being destructive, they could at least keep a tally of some kind, just staff them. tearing up these panels. Tearing them up. They do not stand a chance. Man, I kind of want to try the highest difficulty, the Epilogue difficulty. But we did promise everybody under night, so we're going to have to switch to that after this game, which I'm about to do.
Paul selects their level and immediate death, he dies.
Pretty much. I mean, the enemies, like the whole screen is covered with enemy fire and stuff. It's crazy. Maybe we can just briefly look at it.
Yeah, do at least one
Just do like
level.
one level or something. Or like 5 or 10 minutes of it.
Very well, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys... I know this is not a super mainstream game, but I hope everybody enjoys just seeing something different like we're doing tonight. You know, because when we... Switching back to my own personal channel, it's fun to be able to play games on different systems and to be able to show you guys like weird new kinds of games and not be tied down to whether the developer gave us codes or not. And you know, our stream has always just been about variety, about showing you different kinds of games and promoting playing different kinds of games. So, please keep that in mind. Even if you're not a shoot 'em up guy, cool game just to see. And not out in America. Where else are you gonna get that, folks?
Get it in
By the way,
Russia.
this spot right here where I'm at is the best farming spot in the game. These panels drop armor things and occasionally a weapon. And this, even if you're not that strong, this is actually a pretty easy spot to beat. So you can just start here because it's got its own checkpoint. You can start here, beat the game real fast, and hopefully get a few items out of it. And that's the fastest way to farm for items. I'm just trying to get this armor. See, your movement range is limited, so I have to wait till it falls down into my range. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this. There we go. Got a health. Thanks, Miss, by that much. That was a perfect attitude. And by the way, everybody, next weekend I'm going to be out of town, so Brian is going to be streaming for me on my personal channel here. So please do be here next weekend. He's going to play Cuphead. And I don't have Cuphead yet, so it's going to be, you know, at least you get to see somebody play Cuphead, right? And he's going to have Bob Jones and hopefully Tyler on mic with him.
You haven't played it yet?
No, I haven't. Well, I did play it at E3 one year, but I haven't played the real game.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't
Just beat
count.
the game, guys.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's really good. I love
Good
it.
night, Mongbox. Thank you for the donation, and it's always great to see you. Well, Brian doesn't like to use his webcam, but yeah, hopefully we'll see how well he does with the game. Ha! Nola thinks Cuphead is too hard. Yeah, and sometime I do want to get Cuphead eventually and stream it someday. Stream it myself, you know, but no rush. Oh, and Nola's really into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Yeah, he wants me to get it. I would like to get it sometime. Not this month, though. It should be a drinking game. So the ending, you'll get some dialogue, story stuff, I think, eventually, but it just shows different scenes from the game. But we're going to skip that. Let's see if I got a new weapon. That would be really nice. No new weapons, dang. It would say new if it was new. But I did get a trophy for clearing the whole game on Inferno, a silver trophy. Yes. Go, Paul. Alright, and now we're gonna...
So is there difficulty?
Say what?
So I guess he hadn't done that
Yeah,
before.
I didn't go all the way through on it. I did the levels individually, but not all the way through continuously. Alright, so we're gonna try Epilogue Mission 2. That's as far as I've got on the Epilogue missions. Yeah, everybody's saying the Xbox One version of PUBG is very rough, but that's, you know...
Yeah, you need a 1X to even make it playable pretty much right
I'm
now.
glad to have the 1X. But look at all this fire the enemies are making. Like, a lot more shots to dodge than... Oh, and there's gold ants. So, gold ants were introduced, well, Earth Defense Force 4, which is called 2025. They introduced them in DLC there. And in 4.1, they eventually come into the game by default, I think.
So they made out of solid gold?
I guess they have better armor.
Oh, so
Oh, and there's silver spiders, too.
Yeah, I was like, gold doesn't make a very good armor.
Maybe they just color it gold because it's better, but look at all this fire. There's way more fire. Last time I tried this level, I got smoked, but I do have more life than before.
Yeah, some of it was like taking up the whole
Yeah, I mean,
out.
a little bit unfair even, but as long as you have enough life and good enough weapons, you'll eventually be able to do it.
Basically, the final difficulty, you're supposed to have like all the best stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
When you do it.
So I don't even know if you get new weapons on this difficulty or not. Like, I haven't seen them dropping any, I don't think. Ah!
Probably not. They probably assume it's like, alright, you've got everything, here you go. Beat this
Oh
and
wait,
you're done.
there's one. Okay, I guess they just don't drop a lot. So let's hope I can beat the level and actually get something good out of it. Shoot 'em up time. And look, even the shoot 'em up time parts, which are normally fun and relaxing, it's like super hectic because of all the dang fire. Ah, so much fire.
Dodge,
Wow.
Paul, dodge!
There's too many. There's just too many. Oh god. I like not having to aim very much with this weapon. Oh, and I actually did kill over 500 enemies. That's pretty sweet.
It's because there's so many.
Word. So that worked out. Just gotta survive. Not doing great on life.
Is there a shield or something?
No,
or
there's nothing like that. Oh, but you do have a boost move. It consumes energy, and you cannot be hit while boosting.
so a brief
Yes.
immunity?
But the fact that it consumes energy makes it really hard to use a whole lot, you know, because you need the energy for your weapon.
It's basically like, oh no, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, quickly boost. Ah, so much fire. Ah, man, that spider's big. Huh? Alright guys, can I handle the boss with 430 life? I actually don't think so. Why'd you think so, homie Drew? Well, Link, like I said, there is a trophy for one CCing the Epilogue difficulty level. Oh god, look at all that fire. Ah, it's everywhere. Oh, and he got a new attack. That lightning thing is shot out of his butt, that's new. Yeah, it's crazy.
Lots of things come out of his butt.
Oh, but they dropped a lot of life, so that's good. Oh. Probably lost as much life as I gained just going out to pick it up. Oh gosh. Oh, ran out of energy. Oh, dodging is so hard when you have no energy. Okay, I'm almost through the second phase, but then there's the third phase. That's not going to be easy. Yeah, I only have 60 life. There's no way I can do it. So I probably need about like 200-300 more life. Not great. Oh, there goes all my life too. I tried, everybody. Died. Shame I can't get those weapons. But my health did go up by 3. Down at the bottom it says armor went up by 3. And then the bottom option, retreat. So, that's been Earth Defense Force 4.1 Wing Diver the Shooter, available only on Japanese PlayStation 4 store. And remember, I am publishing a guide next week. I'll send a link to it in my newsletter whenever the guide goes live. That'll tell you guys how to import it if you're a PlayStation gamer and you want to try it out. Get those mad Japanese trophies. Anyway, guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you're not already following me on Twitch, please do. If you want to join the mailing list and you're not on it, just send a PM to human_Brian or EastX Twitch, and we'll get you on. Thank you, both Bobs, for co-hosting tonight's stream.
Yep.
And thank you, Brian, for running the contest. Once again, please give Under Night in Birth a try, and we'll see you soon. Love you all. Whatever you do, don't hate, appreciate.
Laters.
Bye.
Too bad Tyler couldn't be here tonight. He's a real SOP.